Verma, who has given her kind consent and joins this webinar from USA. Professor Verma retired as Professor of Law, University of Delhi. She was the former Dean and Head Faculty of Law, Delhi University. She has been Director, Indian Law Institute, New Delhi from 1998 to 2004 and Director, Indian Society of International Law from 2009 to 2012. She has also been the President of International Association for the Advancement of Teaching and Research in Intellectual Property and worked as a team leader and consultant. European Union India Trade and Investment Development Program IPR component. Professor Verma studied law at Banaras Hindu University, LLB and LLM both. She also did LLM from Law School Berkeley, University of California, and SJD from the Law School Harvard University, Cambridge. She was a visiting fellow professor at the Max Planck Institute in Intellectual Property, Munich, Germany, and the University of Washington, Seattle. She specializes in international trade law and intellectual property rights. She has 9 books and over 150 published articles in international and national journals to her credit. She has been a member of many committees of the Government of India and has been associated with many educational institutions and NGOs. Ma'am, we are deeply indebted with your presence. No other person would have been more appropriate than you to conclude this webinar with your words of wisdom. Please bless us.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, to Professor Vibha Tripathi. I must place on record my thanks to the law school and Professor Ali Mehdi. Actually, I know him very well, and apart from my other some of the students, Ajendra Srivastava is there who did his PhD with me. So, you see, I take a pride in the fact that I have been the first LLM, as Abha has just said. Abha is very dear to me. So, always we are in correspondence. She keeps on calling me, and I also keep on calling, and we keep track of each other very well. So, and she updates me about all the information at the BHU, what is happening and what is happening in our earlier teachers or our colleagues. As a matter of fact, as Abha has rightly said, that you see, before me, I don't know whether there was any woman student in the law school. I was there, and Madhulika, Professor Anandji's daughter, was there, and there was another girl, Sudha. We were 3 in the LLB that time, and I think practically, we were at the big end of the 2-year LLB course that time. So, and this case method was being started. So we were having the cases, the material with us, and there was a lot of work. I must say that, actually, as a matter of fact, I must say that by accident, I came to the law school, and because I did my MA and all those things, I was unable to get the job, and my aunt said that, why don't you try for the IAS exam? For that, why don't you take the admission to law? I went there, and you see, I was the first class graduate, and it was a matter of great pride for the law school that the first class students were coming to the law also. That time was our dean, Professor Anandji, was taking a pride to see that we have first class graduates in our LLB. So our classes were in the arts faculty that time. For us, as Abha will watch, but you see, this foundation of this current law school was laid on. And Shri Lal Bahadur Shastri, who was that time the Prime Minister, he did come to lay the foundation, because there was some relation between Professor Anandji and Lal Bahadur Shastri. So we were 4, 5, 6, 7 girls. We were the 7 girls total in all. We were singing the songs and all these things we were doing. Those were the very big days. I really enjoy. But always, I mean, in the class, speaking, I mean, boys' eyes were always, I mean, ears and eyes, they were always on here and there. And there. So they were very, I mean, putting a lot of problems, not for us, but for the teachers also. So this was the very fact. But I must say that, you see, I'm a product of Banaras Hindu University, totally. You see, when I did my LLB and I stood second in the merit list, I dropped the idea not to go for the law school. And then every other day, the peon was coming. He was Anantu. Professor Anandji will be sending that I should join LLM. So ultimately, he said that you come and talk to him. And then I went to the law school, and he promised me that I will be given the job, and you do the LLM and all those things, and we will send you abroad. And that actually it helped me. I mean, my other teacher, MP Jan, was also there. Professor S.P. Sharma was there, and all these teachers, they were very good to me, because first of all, I was fortunately good in studies, and secondly, you see, being a woman, because there was sometimes you get the benefit, sometimes you are discriminated. That so they helped me a lot, and they gave me all the recommendations, and I was advised to apply to this law school in the US. So I did, and ultimately I got the admission with fellowship and everything with Berkeley Law School. And then my airfare was being given also, a book concession. I mean, everything was being paid. Except for my passport, I had not to spend even a single penny from my pocket. And I had to come back to the law school and work there for 2 years. So this was a story in that. But what happened when I reached here in this, you see, I saw that there is a discrimination against women. That was a time when there was a lot of discrimination, and I never stood. I always disliked, and I always found that there is a discrimination from my childhood among my relations. That there is a lot of discrimination against women. So I like that. And I was here. Why I did not stay? Because I had the job offer. I was working for the law firm. Still, I went back to India. Reason being that I did not like the discrimination, because being a colored person, there was always they will see you with the strange eyes and with the strange looks. So I never really tolerated that. I said, my country is my country. I should go back. So I went. So I came back. And you see, this was there, 2 years time was there. I had to work for the law school. Immediately as I landed, the next day I was in the job. It is not only the first LLM, it's the first teacher, not teacher, woman. I was there. And you see, I must also say that while I was there doing my LLM, I was also working as a research assistant. Uh, I was handling the decoration of the law school. All the curtains, I think now they have gone out, red color and blue color. I mean, I went there and did the shopping. So we did all these things. And here when I came, here again, you see Professor Shah, he said, I would never appoint any woman in the law faculty anyway. I was given the classes to teach in Hindi. Not a problem with me. Not that I did not know Hindi, but teaching in Hindi when you are studying in English, it was really a problem for me. So I was taking 3-4 hours to translate my lectures in Hindi, and then I going to the class. So, and discrimination, as I said, that as I never liked. I want to just relate one small incident to you. That while I was in Delhi University, I went to Zambia for 3 years. And in Lusaka, I was teaching there. And there was a lot of discrimination against women. Not only in the constitution, their sex was not being mentioned as a ground for discrimination. It was also over above the custom, if the custom that will the government will not interfere. There was double discrimination in a way. So because under custom that man can marry 10, 12 wives, and he can marry women, and woman was having no, if she is married, she has no standing practically of her, she has over. you see, abortion or for healthcare or for tax, it is all with the men, not with women at all. So I wrote an article. I said, I spoke to the dean. I said, I want to talk about the discrimination against women in Zambia. So I said, it's good. The day I give the lecture, I was say that there was martial sequence.
हाँ 11 तारीख को जाना है उसके बाद 15 तारीख को आना है वो आपने मुझे बताया नहीं और ना आपने मुझसे छुट्टी 10-12 दिन नहीं होता है आप 10 दिन के लिए
Okay, I think there is no time.
No, ma'am. You can speak, ma'am.
Okay. I think no, it's because the time constraint. I will just finish. So what I mean to say that